So now we're going to talk a little bit about the kitchen garden and also touch on things in the greenhouse for November. I know most of the stuff in the garden now people have harvested and probably eaten now a lot of their summer crop. There are still things which are beginning to come ready to harvest, such as everyone's favourite, the Brussels sprout. Anything else, Keith, now in the garden which is about ready?
You do like your sprouts, don't you? You always talk about Brussels sprouts. Yes, the first of those should be ready for harvesting now. Most people try and get them ready for Christmas, but the first ones should be ready, and the leeks. I think the early leeks will be ready for harvesting. People are still taking salad crops. It's been so mild; they've kept growing. But you know, we're into the winter crop now: the cabbage, the sprout, the leek, and enjoy those as they become ready. And we've said before, take things early so that they're nice and fresh and that they're at their best.
And I know you can still plant things. You've given me now a couple of so we've got garlic here.
It's really garlic for this time. It's a bit late for everything else, but garlic, as we said last month, is surprisingly hardy, so it can go in November. We'll just make some root and probably a 2 or 3 inch top, sit through the winter and make an early start next spring and give an earlier crop than the main crop garlic, which you tend to plant in kind of February, March.
And I know a lot of people now this time of year, they've had enough of the garden outside because the weather's dropping. So there are things you can do inside, and you've given me a few little things. So what's these microgreens?
These are windowsill crops. I mean, it's a kind of new version of mustard and cress that we always grew on the windowsill. Very, very easy. It's a mixture of herbs, and this pack includes basil, coriander and rocket, and then you can get other seeds. So we've got some beetroot, some chard, and they just grow on the windowsill, basically on kitchen roll, and you harvest them when they're 2 or 3 inches high or less. Good for sandwiches, good for stir fries, just nice fresh produce and full of nutrition, and something that children like to do as well because they grow very quickly.
That's brilliant. Just to touch now on the greenhouse, I know there are things, as long as the greenhouse is insulated and you've got a bit of heat in there, you can continue to grow things like lettuce and salad crops in there throughout the winter period, really.
Yeah, there are lettuce. I mean, one's called Arctic King. It's just a good winter lettuce. It can thrive in reasonably low temperatures. So yes, you can keep that going. They needed to be sown before now, or plants put in before now. But yes, you can keep harvesting lettuce in the greenhouse up to Christmas and beyond.
And is there anything else people are looking to do now in the greenhouse or in the kitchen garden throughout November?
Well, we said last month that you really need at this stage to clean the greenhouse out and get it washed down, treated for nasties that might develop over the winter. So we were talking about Jay's fluid, we were cleaning it with that, and putting bubble wrap in. If you're going to heat a greenhouse, you really do need to insulate it with bubble wrap, otherwise it's just very expensive to heat. So those are things to be doing in the greenhouse, really. And although they probably aren't in the greenhouse, if you've stored crops like we were talking about fruit last month, you need to keep checking those to make sure that nothing's going off and kind of contaminating the rest of the batch.
Brilliant. Well, that's great, Keith. Thank you very much.